Hello and welcome back to Double Stitch Creations tutorial. This is tutorial part 2 of Eddie, our baby orangutan. Today we're going to work on his ears. In the first tutorial we worked on his eyes. I'll put a link in the description below to all the tutorials and all my favourite materials that I like and tools that I like to use. So just check out that description below. Alrighty, let's get started. So for today's tutorial you'll need your 4.5 millimeter hook, your tapestry needle, and I do recommend the metal or the steel tapestry needle for this because he's quite thick. And you'll need a pair of scissors, and you'll need beige and your orangutan color yarn. So once again, we are doubling our yarn. We're starting with the beige, and I'm using 2 strands of beige. Okay, so if you're a beginner, I'll show you an easy way to start, which is using the slip knot. Otherwise, if you're familiar with crochet, just do your magic circle. So to do a slip knot is I always leave a tail and I wrap it around my finger twice. I grab the back loop and I pull it over the front loop. And then I grab the tail and I wrap it in front of the loop that's still in my finger, and then once more grab the back loop and pull over the front loop. And now you've got this loop that you can put on your hook and loosen, tighten as needed. So for the ear, we're going to chain 2. So yarn over, or putting your hook under the working yarn, hooking it, pulling it back through that loop on your hook. That's 1, then 2, and we want to put 6 single crochets into the second chain from the hook. So here's our hook. This is our first chain. Remember, we can't crochet into that because it'll just undo. We want to go into the second one, and if you just get this one, so it might be easy to see, you just follow the tail and pull out the bottom loop of that second chain so that you can see where to put your work, and we'll tighten it as we go. So we're going to put our hook into that chain space that we just made a bit bigger, and we're going to do 6 single crochets into this same space. So putting our hook into that chain space, yarning over, pulling up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both. So that's 1, going back into that same chain space, yarning over, pulling up a loop, 2 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through both. So that's 2, into the same chain space, yarning over, pulling up a loop, 2 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops. That's 3, and we want another 3 into this same space. 4, 5, and 6, and now you can pull this tail tight and pull it tight. So that's the first round. Now turning, and we're going under both loops of the first stitch. So each stitch has a front loop, so a front loop and a back loop, and we want to put our hook under both those. So this is round 2. And we're going to do 2 single crochets into every stitch around until we have 12 stitches. So going into this first stitch, yarning over, pulling up a loop, 2 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through both. That's 1. Going into the same stitch, doing another single crochet, 2. Now we're doing 2 single crochets into the next stitch along. And then 2, so that's 3, 4. Now we're doing 2 into the next stitch, so that's 5 and 6. And just keep going around until you have 12. 7 and 8. 9 and 10 and 11 and 12, and you can just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so once you've done that, that completes the inside of the ear. Remember, we need 2 ears, so you can rewind the video and make the second ear, but we're just doing the first ear. So then once you get to, you just go into that first stitch with the round, yarn over, pull the front loop through the back loop and do a slip stitch, and now just cut your yarn and just yarn over and pull it all the way through that loop on your hook. Now what we're going to do with these is just weave them in, so pull that center one tight, grab your tapestry needle and just weave it in and out the back of your ear. So just go back and forth until it's nice and secure. I apologize if you hear any background noise. My dog's barking and the kids are in the kitchen. Okay, once you've got that secure, just trim it. Now do the other one. So it doesn't matter, this is going to be on the inside, you can leave a little bit there. And just weave this in and out of the back. And once that's secure, just trim it. So this completes the inner here. Okay, grabbing your orangutan color, we're now going to make the outside of the ear. So we're making a slip knot again, and I wrap it around my finger twice, grabbing the back loop and pulling it over the front loop. I grab the tail and I wrap it in front of the loop that's still on my finger, and I grab the back loop and pull over the front loop. So I've got my slip knot. Now we're going to chain 2, so yarn over and pulling that yarn back through the loop on your hook. That's 1 and 2, and remember we want to put 6 single crochets. So this is very similar to the inner ear. So we want to put 6 single crochets into the second chain from the hook. So here's our hook, this is the first chain, this is the second, so just follow through the slip knot and pull out that bottom loop of the chain if you want, just so you can see where you can put your stitches. And then once you've pulled out that bottom loop, turn and go into that chain space, yarn over, pull up a loop, and I'm just going to pull that one at my top a bit tighter. So going into that chain space, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both. That's 1. So we're putting 6 into this same space, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you can pull it tight. Now we're going round 2 is 2 single crochets into every stitch around till we have 12. So 2 single crochets into this stitch. then 2 single crochets into the next. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're just going to keep going all the way around, doing 2 into every stitch. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 and 12. Just count that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we're going to pause here a moment. So we're going to take this center tail, pull it tight. And just weave it in and out of the back of the ear. Just move that a minute. And then trim it. Now grab the inner ear and match it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to single crochet these together. So I'm putting my hook into the orangutan color. So going under the first stitch, then I'm picking up a stitch from the beige color, yarning over, pulling it back through both parts of the ear. So you've got 2 loops in your hook, yarn over and pull through both. So we're just going into the orangutan color, into the beige color, yarning over, pulling up a loop, 2 loops in your hook, yarn over and pull through both. And you're just going to do that all the way around. It's just going to join them together. Yeah, and just wanted to make sure you're picking up both loops of each stitch. So I'm just going all the way around. You should have roughly 12, but there's not going to be, this won't make a difference if you have more or less, as long as you've picked up most of the stitches. Okay, so once you've joined both pieces together, just go do a slip stitch into the very next stitch along. So going under that stitch, yarn over, pulling the front loop through the back loop, and now cut your yarn, leaving a tail. So you can attach it to your orangutan's head. Now leave enough that you can sew. I usually sew over my parts twice to make sure they're nice and secure, especially since it's I plan on giving the orangutan to my nephew, so I like to make sure it's nice and secure. And then just yarn over and pull that all the way through. So that completes the first ear. Go ahead and make the second, and I will get back to you at the end of that. So that completes this tutorial of our two. We've made our 2 ears, and you should have your 2 eyes ready to go. We'll just put them aside, and in the next tutorial we'll work on his hands. I think he will work on his left hands, and then I should say hands and feet. So we're going to do the left, and then we'll do the right, and then we'll just keep building him slowly and surely. But it's just going to be easier to have all the parts done first, so that's why I'm doing all the parts first. All right, I'll see you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.